And thank you, Kara, for your assistance. Whoever would have thought that Titus Andronicus would be that excited? It's a jointed body part. I have to read that. All right, now to our speakers. Our student speaker today is Anthony Romano. You may have seen him pass along to get his degree earlier. Anthony is actually tied for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences highest scholar award with Kathleen Wassell, who is also graduating today with a major in creative writing, so that English is sweeping the college. It's great to know that. Anthony is a very distinguished young scholar. He's held the department's Eugene Harrison Scholarship for 2 years and graduates summa cum laude and with English honors, as you have heard. Or no, you haven't heard that yet. As the awardee of the Harrison Scholarship, Anthony crosses my path at least a couple of times a year, and I'm always impressed by his brilliance, his modesty, and his sincerity. I ran into our dean a few weeks ago, the day after NCSU students were inducted into the most prestigious honor society universities in this country can boast, Phi Beta Kappa. The dean, who presided over this ceremony, could not stop talking about how impressed he was with Anthony, whom I might mention, speaking of his modesty, did not list Phi Beta Kappa amongst his credentials in the personal statement he sent to me for the purpose of this introduction. Here is his statement, and I'm quoting, "I'm originally from Toms River, New Jersey, and I'm very much a homebody. However, something compelled me to come to North Carolina State. I have no idea what." You see, he did his research. And he says, "It was the best decision I ever made. I'm an English literature major and a film studies minor. I'm currently in the accelerated master's program to get my master's in secondary English education, so I have another year at NC State. But I'm certainly not complaining." I sit here. "My real passion," he says, "in life is film, and my biggest plan for the future is to go for a PhD in film studies. Ideally, I want to be a PhD student as soon as possible. My ultimate career goal is to become a film studies professor at a university." Anthony, welcome.
I assure you it's going to happen. So, feels like these past 4 years have gone on for a very long time, like Marcel Proust's long. There's a crack right there. But paradoxically, at the same time, these past 4 years also feel like they've flown by. It makes me feel like college exists in some sort of strange time anomaly, and that life during this time exists in a matrix that is unlike any other period of your life. I'm sure all of us remember our first year here when we would look at our audit and see the endless red X's next to all the classes we needed to take. All we wanted was for all those red X's to be green check marks. It felt like the day that we would see all those green check marks would never arrive. But here we are, and I do hope all of you looked at your audit and see those green check marks, because I can't remember the last time I entered OCD was that satisfied. The point is, whether you feel like your time in NCC has flown by or sluggishly advanced, or both, we are here at the end, and sadly, our current experience at NC State is finished. But there are quite a few things I want to highlight about NC State before we exit this wonderful college matrix and enter the real world. Diversity at NC State is perhaps my favorite part of being able to call myself a member of the Wolfpack. I have a gay brother, and it pains me to think of a world in which he might not be accepted. Luckily, for the past 4 years, I've lived in a world where people like my brother, people who are gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgender, are completely accepted for who they are. At NC State, they are never judged for their sexual orientation. Rather, they are treated as any other human being would be treated. And how else should they be treated? The same goes for race, ethnicity, and religious beliefs. I'm not going to stand here and say that at NC State it doesn't matter what religion, sexuality, race, or ethnicity you are, because you will be accepted by everyone. I'm going to say that here here at NC State that it does matter what religion, sexuality, race, or ethnicity you are, because these things matter to us personally. And NC State embraces each and every one of us for what we believe and who we are. NC State makes sure everyone has a place and feels accepted, whether you're white or African American, Christian or Muslim. The list goes on. There is not only equality at this great school, but there is justice as well. As humanities and social science majors, all this diversity has to make us proud of members of the Wolfpack. Another point I want to touch upon is the quality of the English department faculty. I know I'm biased, but I'm pretty sure NC State has the greatest English professors in the entire country. Yeah! Maybe that's a bit of a hyperbole, but from my perspective, this department couldn't get any better. I feel as though our professors don't get as much credit as they deserve, and that's why I want to highlight them in this speech. I know for a fact that every graduate here today has looked up to and been inspired to achieve by at least one or all of their English professors. There's never been a moment when one of our English professors has denied us any of their time in order to help us out. If there's one thing that's certain about NC State English professors, is that they genuinely care about their students and treat everyone invariably with kindness and compassion. Our professors have guided us through our education and, in large part, helped make us who we are today by instilling in us the passion for knowledge that we now possess. For example, I'm an English literature major, but I always had a passion for film. When I came to NC State, the Film Studies program and faculty cultivated and fostered my passion in such a way that I am now certain that I want to continue studying film in a graduate program. It would be an understatement to say that the English, especially Film Studies faculty, have changed my life. For us students, English professors are the wise, nurturing Alfred to our naive, ambitious Bruce Wayne. The Obi-Wan Kenobi to our Luke Skywalker. The Samwise Gamgee to our Frodo Baggins. They've helped us every step of the way along this extensive journey, and because of their essential wisdom and guidance, we have now completed our adventure, having learned some of life's greatest lessons. To the entire English department faculty, thank you. And for one... final note, I want to thank my fellow college grads. You've all been just as amazing and kind as our professors. This includes the master's students who I've looked up to for help and advice over the years, as well as my fellow undergrads, all of whom I'm sure can agree with me that it's been a privilege getting to know each other and share so many English classes together. When I look out to this crowd of amazingly talented students, I don't see the next Mary Shelley or Emily Dickinson or Ernest Hemingway. Instead, I see the next you. The next individual who will make their own name for themselves no matter what path they choose to follow, even if it's the road not taken or the road taken many times before. Thank you all so much for making both my time and each other's experience at NC State so overwhelmingly positive, and congratulations to the class of 2012.